2016 was an asshole. I mean, seriously, I am really straining here to think of a worse year in my entire life. We lost so many amazing people. I mean, in addition to the actors and musicians, we also lost Nobel laureates, scientists, journalists, great authors, artists. The list goes on and on and on. And outside of all those deaths, we also had probably the most divisive presidential election ever. I mean, seriously, whether your side won or lost, you have to admit that that shit sucked. Just for everybody. And you've got civilians dying in Aleppo and mass shootings at places like the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. And who could forget Zika? Actually, it seems like a lot of people have forgotten Zika. Whatever happened with Zika? I was hearing about it and then I wasn't anymore. I mean, surely it's still an issue. I should probably start paying attention to the news some more, but this year just burned me out on the news so much because it was all just this constant onslaught of negativity. I mean, it sucked. It was horrible. But you know, for every horrible thing, there are good sides. And I feel like one of the major problems with our society is that we focus way too much on those negative parts. We just, as a species, need to try to be more positive. Which is why I want to ask you something. If you're watching this before New Year's, I want you to do me a favor. I want you, in those last moments before the ball drops, to spend those moments not thinking about the fact that we just lost Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, or the fact that Donald Trump won the presidency, or anything else that you think was the worst parts of 2016. Instead of thinking about those, I want you to be thinking about something good that happened this year. And there were good things. I mean, no matter how big or small, you know, maybe you got your dream job this year. Maybe you finally finished that project that you've been working on. Maybe you started a family. Maybe you had your first kids. Maybe somebody you know had their first kid. Maybe like a brother or a sister, and so now you get to be a kick-ass uncle or aunt. Everybody loves being that kick-ass uncle or aunt. You know, maybe you fell in love. Maybe you got out of a relationship that was toxic. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, something good happened this year. No matter how big or small. And in the last moments of this year, I want you to think about those. And as we move on into 2017, you need to hold on to that positivity. Because the only way that 2017 is going to be any better is if you allow yourself to perceive it as better. Is if you hold on to some positivity and don't let go. So please, please just think happy thoughts. You know, because there's enough horribleness going on in the world. Sometimes it's just nice to think about what's good. And it's easy for us to think about what's horrible. Hell, in a lot of ways, it feels better to think about what's horrible because it allows us to relate to those around us. Because everybody went through or experienced something horrible. Everybody saw what was horrible. I mean, everybody can relate to that, but that's not what we should be focusing on. Because there was good this year, and that is what you need to hold on to. Not all the shit. And besides, horribleness isn't going to stop just because we started a new year, so happy 2017. And besides, shit doesn't care what the calendar says the day is. Oh, I hit the mic. Sorry.